EU says the Spanish Navy warship Navarra has taken the 6 survivors, or rather surviving, pirates into custody.
Now, this is a part of a more aggressive approach towards these pirates. In Washington, top State Department officials discussed such anti-piracy efforts. VOA's Kimberly Russell has more on that.
Somalia's piracy problem is a consequence of the country's 2 decades of internal disorder and tattered economy. That from Thomas Countryman, the U.S. State Department's Deputy Assistant for Political and Military Affairs. He says young, unemployed Somali men are easily recruited by gangs to risk their lives, taking hostages and demanding ransoms.
You need to distinguish between those young men and the crime bosses who send them out there, recognizing that for the crime boss, that young Somali man is just as disposable as the cheap little fishing boat that he's sailing in or the AK-47 that he's armed with.
Mr. Countryman says the profits usually go back to the person who financed the pirate attack. Sometimes small amounts of money trickle back into the Somali economy. He also explains international efforts are underway to end piracy in the region. Mr. Countryman says the Contact Group on Piracy is made up of more than 40 countries and nearly a dozen international organizations that have voluntarily joined together to fight piracy.
Perhaps the most impressive thing is that we have put together U.S., European Union, NATO, and a number of ships from other countries, including from Russia, China, South Korea, Japan, that work together. It's fairly unprecedented that so many different countries are participating in a joint effort with only a coordination mechanism instead of a command mechanism.
Mr. Countryman says the group has established a naval force that has helped nearly 30 vessels pass safely through the Gulf of Aden this year. He says the Contact Group is urging governments affected by piracy to prosecute captured pirates. Recently, a Kenyan court sentenced a group of Somali men to 20 years after they were found guilty of piracy. Kimberly Russell, VOA News.